Hey folks, hope you had a good week. I'm excited to give an update for my second week of SPY options trading. There was a lot of expectations for this week with CPI coming out, but because it met expectations, the market really didn't have a reason to move up or down a lot. This was yesterday, Thursday. Still quite volatile, but pretty much flat for the day. So what I've actually done, just to keep track of things, is write down my profit and loss on a physical calendar. So I filled this in for last week and I made $158. And then for this week, I had a really good day on Monday, but that's because usually on Mondays, I sell the options that's going to expire on Wednesdays or Thursday or Friday. I didn't do too much yesterday. And then today was actually a pretty tough day. I'm going to go over one of my trades that I messed up today, and hopefully I don't make that mistake again. But overall, I made $194 for this entire week. So looking at the table, I've updated these numbers now. Total premiums earned 194 for this week, and this brings my total return to 1.17% for the year. Now, if we compare that to SPY, which is what I'm trying to beat, I am behind because SPY went up 1.5% last week, and then it went up again 2.7% this week. So the S&P 500 in just 2 weeks is already up 4.2%, and I'm only up 1.17, so I am not doing as well. Now, if you want to follow my daily trades and see exactly what I did, like how I made $36 today or $21 yesterday. I do tweet my trades daily after I do them. So, for example, this is today's tweet. I just posted these were my, I mostly just post my SPY trades. So sometimes you'll see other things in here as well. Like I sold another Google spread. This is a 0 day to expiration option, and I made about 3 times 9, so $27 minus a couple bucks for a commission. So that was done this morning at 8:30, and basically it expired today out of the money. But mostly this is to show what I'm doing with my SPY options. So this was for yesterday. I made $21 in commission, and these were my trades. I'm trying to get my number of trades down because otherwise I'm paying too much in commission. But anyway, if you don't want to wait till the end of the week for the update, you can just see my updates on Twitter. And Twitter is like YouTube. You don't need an account to see what other people are doing. So here I'm not even signed into Twitter, but I can still see all of the tweets by everyone. And by the way, where I'm getting the SPY return numbers is just from barchart.com. If you search for the Spider S&P 500 ETF, they have the historical price performance here. So for the weekly return, I'm just using the 5-day period here, the performance. So right now you can see it says 2.69. And then for the annual return, I'm just using the YTD here. So for the year so far, it's returned 4.2%. So I'm just copying those numbers directly over here. So you can see 2.69 and 4.2. I just enter them in manually every week, but that's where I'm getting these numbers from. I don't know how accurate these numbers are, but I'm just going to go with them for now. Okay, so let's go over one of the trades I made today, and then I'll talk a little bit about what I anticipate for next week. So this was Friday, pretty much from this blue dotted line over here, which was the close of yesterday, all the way to where SPY is right now. It's 2:13 Pacific time, so market's been closed for a little over an hour now. And in this blue shaded part over here, as well as over here, are aftermarket hours. And in this peach color shaded area is pre-market hours. And I like to turn these on when I'm making trading decisions because it has price movement information like over here that I think is important. This is looking at the 1-minute chart here, and I saw this double bottom over here. The stock went up during the day, it came down, bounced off of this level, headed back up, came back down, and retested that level basically. So if I were to draw a level here, you can see it did a nice bounce, once over here and another time over here. And at this point, I thought there was a good chance that it's going to bounce and continue going up. So this was around 11:33, which would be like 8:33 where I'm at. So looking at my trades for today, that's basically over here. So at 8:33, I bought 4 397 calls. And when I buy a call, it means I want the price of SPY to go up. And that costed me 43 cents. And the idea is if SPY goes up, then the call option will be worth more. And at the time, you can see the price was around 395 and a half. So my call option that I sold was all the way up here at 397. So my thinking was, because there was this large move down and then up and then down, I was kind of expecting another move up, which it did eventually happen over here, but I'm going to explain why I missed it. So my order got filled around here, and then I was waiting for this to go up because when I put in a trade, I usually have a stop loss like right under it, like maybe around here, so that if I do lose money, I'm only going to lose a little bit of money, but if the underlying goes up, then I can stand to make a lot more. So that was the idea. So you can see it went up and down and up and down. And when it got to over here, I got a little bit nervous and I got out of my position. So that was at 847, which was 846. So that's this trade right here. I basically sold all 4 of my 397 calls at a loss because I sold them for 36. So the difference between this two, which basically translates to $7, and then you multiply that by 4. So I basically lost $28 plus commission with this trade. And I basically got out right near the bottom here before it bounced. And if I zoom out a bit, you can see that that was pretty much the lows for the rest of the day, because then it just bounced like I was expecting it to, and then it just kept going higher. So unfortunately, I got stopped out. What I should have done was look at this more closely and realize that, instead of having a channel going this way, and once something breaks below the channel, then there's a possibility it can keep going lower. But instead of doing that, I should have looked at the channel in this way. Instead of a flat channel, it's actually a downward sloping channel. And if I look at it like that, then SPY actually did not break support because it's still at the bottom of this channel before bouncing up. So if I had held, just look at what SPY ended today at 398.5. So I could have made, if I held to the end of the day, I could have sold each option for 150 because 398.5 minus the strike of the option, which is 397, is $1.50. And he times that by 4. So I could have made like $600, but instead, because I read the charts wrong, I got nervous and I got out before that could happen. What I'm going to do next time is, instead of selling all of my position, maybe sell half of my position if I think I'm going to get stopped out, and then just wait and see what happens, because that way I can sort of hedge my losses and hopefully don't miss out on really good opportunities in the future. But anyway, so then the stock just went up, and then it was pretty obvious at that time that the stock was going to trend higher, because once it broke out of this channel, came back down and did not go back into this channel, it was pretty bullish for this ETF and just continued to go up for the rest of the day. So unfortunately, even though my return is pretty decent, because if you annualize this, it's over 25% a year, but the SPY is just doing so much better, with a large gain last week and an even larger gain this week. However, if we look at the SPY's total return, we know this can't continue forever. So at some point, SPY will have to make a correction. And because my option strategy is market neutral, I should be able to use that opportunity to come back and try to beat the market. So when might that inflection be? Like, when might the SPY pull back? Well, if we look at the chart, each bar represents a week, and you can see the last 2 weeks, which represents the first 2 weeks of January. It's just been very bullish for the stock market. However, and I've talked about this a few times before, there is this long-term bear channel that's been going on since late 2021, and every time the SPY comes up and touches the top of the channel, it gets rejected and it bounces back down. There was a slight breakthrough in December, but that was quickly rejected, and then we're back into this channel again. So right now, the SPY is pretty much at the top of this channel again. So for next week, we're either going to go through it, and if we close above it, like if by the end of the week, SPY finishes somewhere in this range, then that's going to be pretty bullish. Even if it doesn't reach the previous highs, it's still going to be above the top of this channel, which it hasn't closed since over a year. However, if we get a massive rejection like previously, and SPY ends somewhere over here or below the top of this channel, then that's going to be bearish moving forward. So right now I am behind the SPY by about 3%, but there's still 50 more weeks in the year. This is just the beginning, so hopefully I can catch up. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you in the next one.